hear your name in quiet rooms, like it's something I deserved. It's stitched into the way I breathe. Every promise that we burned, I packed you up in cardboard boxes, try to leave you in the past. But some things don't stay buried, they come back when nights are bad. I can smile with strangers, I can say I'm doing fine, but there's a crack in every moment where your shadow finds my mind. Your name still hurts when I hear it said, like a bruise I never healed. I thought time would dull the edges, but it sharpens what I feel. I don't miss the way you broke me or the lies you made me trust. I just hate that after all this time your name still hurts. I deleted every picture, changed the places that I go, but memory's a liar, it pretends it doesn't know. I laugh a little louder now, I sleep on my own side, but the silence says it clearly, you're still here, you never died. I've learned how to let go, but not how to forget. Some wounds don't bleed forever, they just ache with deep regret. Your name still hurts when I hear it said, like a song I can't outrun. Every goodbye I've ever spoken still sounds like you're one. I don't wish you'd come back to me or undo what we were. I just hate that love left fingerprints and your name still hurts. And your name still hurts. Maybe one day it'll be nothing, just a word, just a sound. But tonight it's a trigger, pulling all my walls back down. I don't cry like I used to, but my chest still knows the truth. Healing doesn't mean it's over, it just means I lived it through. Your name still hurts and that's okay, it proves I felt something real. Some loves don't fade into nothing, they just soften how they feel. I'm not broken, I'm just human, learning what love costs. I'm moving on, but I admit it now, your name still hurts. And maybe someday it won't, but tonight it does. Moon is leaking through the blinds, tracing lines across the floor. I'm picking through the quiet kinds of ghosts that don't rattle at the door. The kettle's humming on the stove, I poured enough for two, but the steam just rises up alone in a kitchen painted blue. Empty chair at midnight, looking heavier than lead, waiting for a shadow or a word that wasn't said. The wood is cold and polished in the glow of the porch light, just a hollow piece of maple and an empty chair at midnight. I'm just staring at the gap where your laughter should have been. Time is just a pendulum swinging in the dark, counting every second that leaves another mark. I could move it to the attic, I could hide it out of sight, but I'd still see the shape of you in the middle of the night. Yeah, there's an empty chair at midnight, looking heavier than lead, waiting for a shadow or a word that wasn't said. The wood is cold and polished in the glow of the porch light, just a hollow piece of maple and an empty chair at midnight. The clock is ticking on the wall, the stars are turning gray, but that empty chair at midnight isn't going anyway. No, it isn't going anyway. Just a hollow piece of maple, just a long and lonely night. Watching the person you needed to be get further away till they're lost. The keys are on the counter, right where you always put them. But the ring they make is hollow against the cold quartz stone. I'm watching the way the porch light catches the dust in the hallway, counting the seconds until I'm finally alone. You didn't say much, just something about the weather, while you zipped the bag that held 3 years of our lives. Now the air in this room is getting heavy as lead, as the silence begins to sharpen its knives. It's not the slamming of a door or the tires on the drive. It's not the goodbye that's buried in your throat. It's the sound of the clock ticking louder than it used to, and the ghost of you breathing in your old winter coat. It's the quiet that follows the end of the world, the scream of the space where you used to be. God is deafening, it's hollow, it's true. The sound of you leaving is all I can hear of you. The fridge starts to hum, a low and lonely vibration, and the floorboard creaks like it's missing your step. I'm waiting for the static of your voice from the kitchen, but that's a promise the shadows haven't kept. I reach for my phone just to hear a notification, anything to break this fever of the still. But the walls are just mirrors reflecting the absence of a heart that's lost the rhythm of its will. to me, and the now turns to then. It's the sound of the water still dripping in the sink, reminding me you're never coming back again. Is the only thing left. I passed that diner on 5th and Main, the one where we'd hide from the summer rain. The booth in the corner is empty tonight, but in my head we're still bathed in that light. You're laughing at something I haven't said yet, before every memory turned to regret. I don't miss the fights or the way that it ended, or the thousand small breaks that could never be mended. I don't miss the ghost you've decided to be, or the version of you that gave up on me. But I'm haunted by ghosts of the light in our eyes, before we grew bitter and traded in lies. I don't miss the us that we turned into, dear, but I miss who we were when the water was clear. The keys are still here by the front of the door, but they don't unlock who you are anymore. Your name on my phone used to make my heart race. Now it's just letters occupying a space. We're two different people with the same hollow names, standing in ashes of old quiet flames. We were infinite once, or at least that's the dream. Now we're just stitches pulled out at the seam. I'd go back tomorrow, I'd go back right now, to the always we promised, before we forgot how. I don't miss the fights or the way that it ended, or the thousand small breaks that could never be mended. I don't miss the ghost you've decided to be, or the version of you that gave up on me. But I'm haunted by ghosts of the light in our eyes, before we grew bitter and traded in lies. I don't miss the us that we turned into, dear, but I miss who we were when the water was clear. Yeah, I miss who we were when we didn't have to try. when hello wasn't heavy and stay wasn't a lie. I just miss who we were. You used to fill the room with your breathing. Now the walls just echo my name. I talk to the shadows you're leaving, like they might answer the same. Your coffee's cold on the table, your jacket still smells like rain. Every sign says we're over, but my heart can't read the page. I scroll through the last thing you sent, like it might change with time. Every dot that never appeared still draws another line. I'm fading in your silence, drowning in what you won't say. Every quiet moment reminds me how far you've slipped away. If love is louder than absence, why can't I hear you tonight? I'm breaking in stillness, fading in your silence. Your name feels heavier lately, like it knows it's not allowed. I practice not calling you maybe, but my phone keeps letting me down. I replay us in slow motion, every smile, every crack. If closure was a destination, I'd still be lost on the map. You left without closing the door, just enough hope to bleed. Now every unanswered question is teaching my heart how to grieve. I'm fading in your silence, drowning in what you won't say. Every quiet moment reminds me how far you've slipped away. If love is louder than absence, why can't I hear tonight? I'm breaking in the stillness, fading in your silence. I'd say anything, even goodbye, even a lie would hurt less. I'd rather fight with the truth and make peace with emptiness. I'm fading in your silence, learning how to let you go. Every unsaid word between us is a ghost I'll never know. If loving you means losing you, I'll pay the price twice. I'm standing in the quiet, fading in your silence. If you ever find your voice again, mine will still know your name. But tonight I disappear slowly, fading in your silence.